Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I don't know about you guys, but I like it when Ripple's David Schwartz gets a little feisty. He is the CTO at Ripple and co-creator of the XRP ledger. Well, I've got a piece today from A&B Crypto titled, Ripple's David Schwartz alleviates FUD about XRP's price, insists focus is on building great things. And I got some tweets that I will be sharing with you as well that would trigger all this. We got to talk a little bit about the bigger picture of Ripple and XRP here. And then towards the end of the video, I'm going to share a piece that's titled Gemini Launches Institutional Grade Custody Solution, Gemini Custody. Oh, those Winklevoss twins, you got it going on. Now, before we get rolling, if you would please delicately tap that like button. And if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, you done came to the right place. Thanks for stopping by. Consider subscribing. All right, let's hop into the first piece here. With a portion of the XRP community still agitated following the poor performance of the coin, a significant chunk of passionate XRP believers have, on the other hand, chimed in with tech first, price later. By the way, I would like to state I agree with the concept of tech first, price later, because I think utility matters now. Not that it literally has to explicitly happen in that order every single time we're talking about price action, but all the price action that occurs prior to humans actually figuring this out, it's all almost entirely speculative. That really is purely the reason. But that's why there's this frenzy around the entire crypto asset class, because nobody knows how this is actually going to pan out, and that's why I want to be here. That's why I am very happy with myself for having done my own actual homework. And if I'm wrong and XRP goes to zero, fine, it's my own fault, but at least I'm freaking educated. And I'm Mr. XRP Bull. Mr. XRP Bull, I do not believe for a moment XRP is going to zero. But still, I'm just saying, if on the off chance I were actually wrong. But none of this is financial advice, by the way. But I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't care. I'm a long-term believer here. But I also want to say, in terms of the quote agitated portion of the crowd that's in the XRP community, I don't think that's too many of us. I think if you are worried about price, if you're scared, or if you're maybe a little bit frustrated, I could see that. I mean, there's a fair amount of people that could reasonably feel that way. But as far as heavily agitated, especially by what Ripple's been doing, well, no, that would be an extreme minority of the crowd. You know, if you look at the whole the petition against Ripple, it stopped them from dumping their XRP, that whole stupid thing. 3,500 people signed that last I checked, out of over 1.8 million XRP accounts. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. This is more of a fringe, so I want to paint the picture properly. If this is going to be covered in crypto media, I'm happy to talk about it, but let's not pretend that there's some huge quantity of XRP community members that are just completely agitated. Their floor just can't stand it anymore. That's a false narrative, so let's just be clear there. And so anyway, the piece continues. Why the panic? Despite high-profile associations by Ripple, XRP was trading at 26.2 cents at press time, a low that was not seen since September of 2018. The cryptocurrency's price failed to make recovery gains, even as its peer coins exhibited some degree of an uptick. This phase has been quite bearish for the coin. Now, I want to point out here, and I've said this before, all altcoins, every single one of them, moves in tandem with Bitcoin. If you zoom out on a chart far enough, you will see that. But it's also true, out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies out there, XRP is the least correlated. And you see these long periods of time where, okay, fine, it's volatile to whatever degree because it's crypto, but you can go, like in 2017, where it was like over half a year, where XRP traded within a narrow band, and then it took off from about 20 cents to $3.92. And if you zoom out enough, I'm telling you, you can see that it's correlated with Bitcoin quite clearly. So when they're comparing XRP here to other coins that have seen, quote, a degree of an uptick, come on. Like, what arbitrarily chosen date range are you looking at? Because I think it's silly. Anyway, and it states, however, the ongoing phase was not contained to XRP alone. The collective crypto market dropped to a market cap of $265 billion from over $300 billion in a matter of a few months. The entire crypto market had soared to a market cap of $301 billion on June 21st. The bullish phase went on till July 14th, when the market cap fell to $290 billion. Despite a brief upward swing in the first week of August, the cryptocurrency market continued to plummet. The chart below is indicative of the fact that the entire industry was undergoing a gloomy phase despite a few minor surges. So why is Ripple receiving all the flack? Some in the XRP community are furious about Ripple allegedly selling XRP to its clients to fund various investments. According to this section of the community, XRP's crash in price was because of Ripple dumping the cryptocurrency. And the reason they could believe that, though, of course, is because facts don't matter. You can show them facts and show that it's the tiny fraction of all XRP being traded, and there's no possible way that that could be the actual reason for price. You can show charts that make it very clear that XRP is moving in tandem with Bitcoin. You can put all the facts out there in the world. There are going to be some people that just say no because they're emotional and, emotions, reasons. It's silly. I'm not going to behave like that. I'm just going to be an adult instead. But anyway, the controversy was triggered due to the fact that despite Ripple vowing a substantial reduction in future sales, many in the community contended XRP's high inflation rate. What provoked the entire debate was the fact that the inflation rate remained disputed as actual figures of XRP sent back to the escrow were unknown, despite Viewbase's analysis stating that XRP's inflation rate was 27.92%. I tried clicking on that link before recording this video. It didn't work. Don't know why. I don't know if it was just down at the moment, so I can't really speak on that. I don't know what they're talking about with this inflation rate. I didn't get to analyze it myself. I'm sorry. Anyway, piece continues. David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple, has had to constantly fight the FUD that has engulfed the Ripple ecosystem, and his frustration regarding the same can be understood in the following tweet where he said. Now, the next piece in the article is the tweet from David Schwartz, but I want to go to the actual thread because I want to read the tweet right before the tweet that he was actually responding to, which came from somebody named Sarah, who is at XRP bag holder on September 8th. And Sarah wrote, "All Ripple is doing is dumping billions. If your tech is so good, why the price does not reflect that? MoneyGram has doubled, and the investors who believed in you and supported you are losing money. There is instant path to wealth for Ripple, but not for investors. Pathetic." And of course, for a ton of reasons, I think that's a completely nonsensical tweet. XRP price really doesn't have hardly anything at all to do with utility today. It's purely speculation. So it makes sense to me that Ripple, being diligent stewards of the XRP ecosystem, I would say, not surprising to me that all the awesome news in the world doesn't mean that magically XRP price goes moon and then Lambo. That's not how this works. Ask Moon Lambo, he knows. So anyway, that's the tweet, and then the actual tweet that David responded with was, "Have you actually looked at the tech? Seriously. Do you understand how XRP Ledger's consensus process works? Do you know what Interledger does? Have you looked at what we're building? We're going to keep building great things. That's what we're going to focus on." And then the piece continues. He went on to highlight the extensive advancements of the tech front and tried to alleviate all panic. "It's no myth that Ripple tech looks promising, with some of the best minds working on building the ecosystem. For example, Ripple Consensus Algorithm, RPCA, was the brainchild of current CTO David Schwartz, co-founder of original Ripple Consensus Jed McCaleb, and Arthur Brito. While Schwartz was most recognized for his work on the failure to agree is agreement to defer aspect of consensus, the current CTO of Stellar, McCaleb, was acknowledged for the original Ripple protocol consensus concept. Even as Bitcoin's white paper was a point of reference for almost all crypto white papers, Ripple's consensus white paper was vastly different. According to the white paper, the protocol, quote, "satisfies the conditions of correctness, agreement, and utility, which enables the Ripple protocol is able to process secure and reliable transactions in a matter of seconds, the length of time required for one round of consensus to complete." While Jed McCaleb forked from the Ripple protocol in 2014, it went on to create Stellar. The San Francisco-based blockchain firm's consensus white paper has been revised multiple times since then. And XLM, Stellar is a clone. I don't know that it would be right to use the word fork there. It's a clone, and they copied the code and then kind of tweaked it and then launched it. Anyway, the revised white paper states, We believe the RPCA represents a significant step forward for distributed payment systems, as the low latency allows for many types of financial transactions previously made difficult or even impossible with other higher latency consensus methods. Right? And then the piece wraps up. XRPL devs were working actively on XRPL labs in projects such as 100% air-gapped cold storage, decentralized exchange UI, and signing platform app, and the more popular XRP Tipbot and XRP Text initiatives to bolster XRP adoption and indirectly RippleNet's products, XVIA, XCurrent, XRapid. On the other hand, they have been directly invested in doing the same. The growing FUD, however, has proven damaging for the blockchain despite several attempts to dispel controversies by Ripple's execs. Only time will tell if the underlying tech will eventually be appreciated by the masses or whether the price FUD will take over. Well, I think utility will win the day, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, if XRP were not viewed as a threat, especially by other cryptocurrency communities, Bitcoin maxis, I'm looking at you, if it weren't perceived as a threat, it wouldn't be under attack all the damn time. But it is under attack all the damn time, and it's stupid. Tribalism, emotions, it's the worst. All right, let's move on to the next piece here. This is a tweet from XR Patient who tagged me here, so I thought I'd go ahead and cover this. And it was a retweet, a tweet of an article titled "Bitcoin Millionaire Jumps Off Balcony After Being Threatened with Shotgun." And so I'm not going to cover the piece, but I did read it. And so here's what he wrote. Never disclose your holdings. Bitcoin millionaire jumps off balcony after being threatened by shotgun. It was an interesting read for sure, so if you want to go ahead, take a look at independent.co.uk. I see some people posting on Twitter and sometimes in YouTube comments and stuff like that on various channels what their holdings are, or even just saying, I've got a lot. Well, you can be tracked in some instances. Just don't do that. Don't tell people what you have. You're just making yourself a target. Anyway. And then here's a piece from AMB Crypto. Gemini launches institutional-grade custody solution, Gemini Custody. On 10th September, popular cryptocurrency exchange Gemini announced the launch of Gemini Custody, a qualified custodian for crypto. In addition to customers on the exchange being able to instantly trade their cold storage crypto in custody, it will support 18 cryptocurrencies out of the box, with support for more coming soon. Gemini Custody will store customer cryptocurrencies in offline cold storage hardware security modules, or HSMs. The service will use multi-signature technology and geographically distributed access-controlled facilities, allowing users to restrict withdrawals to addresses they whitelist and use hardware security keys in order to secure their crypto. As expected, customers will be able to check out balances, download statements, and initiate withdrawals from within the redesigned interface. In addition to these features, customers can also grant auditors read-only access to allow them to confirm balances and transactions. A statement from CEO Tyler Winklevoss said, quote, "The maturation of crypto as an asset class depends heavily on the safety and soundness of the custodians that hold individual and institutional funds. From day one, Gemini recognized the need for a world-class custody solution that is secure, compliant, and easy to use for individuals and institutions around the world. We are thrilled to continue our security-first tradition by providing our customers with Gemini Custody, an expanded offering of our state-of-the-art custody solution." And I love highlighting stories like this because this has to do with the build-out of infrastructure of the entire asset class. And given that it is my firm belief that, and look, I don't, look, there are thousands of cryptocurrencies out in the world right now. I don't think you need that many. I don't know what the magic number is if you look 10, 20 years down the road, how much do you actually need with, because, there can be a reason to have different cryptocurrencies because they will have different attributes, different traits, and different people want different things. So, okay, I don't know what that number is going to be. Is it 2,300 or whatever the hell's on Live Coin Watch right now? No, I don't. I mean, that's my guess. I'm willing to say probably not. But given that the asset class will prove to have staying power for as long as the internet exists, this asset class will exist. Given that I firmly believe that, I think that the development of this particular type of infrastructure, institutional demand, will increase as time passes, as it becomes more and more crystal clear. Cryptocurrencies, they ain't going nowhere. We don't know what all the winners and losers will be, but we're going to find out. Just let time pass, and humans are going to figure it out. But given that's the case, you've got such a small fraction of institutional money with any real exposure to cryptocurrencies, but it's just not going to stay like that. Diversity is reasonable, especially if you're limiting it to even just a small percentage of your portfolio. But even if it's just a small percentage, if you're an institutional investor, my gosh, you're talking about demand, that, and that, of course, in conjunction with inevitably new retail measures coming in, that in conjunction, you will have an asset class that will be valued in the trillions. We haven't quite hit 1 trillion. I think that the high was 800 and something billion at the height of the mania in late 2017, whenever it was. I can't remember if the highest market cap happened in technically January 2018. I have to look at a chart again. I'm just drawing a blank on that. But the point is, it was right around then. That will not be the highest that we ever see. That is my belief anyway. Not financial advice, but that is what I believe here. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate all the support. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!